Thanks for joining us. I'm Addis Ababa. Now the news in detail. Head of the Opido Central Office, Adana Chabebe, urged members of the House of People's Representatives to discharge the double responsibility that the public and organization should have them to ensure renaissance of the country. Awareness-raising training has been given to members of the House who represented the Oromo regional states. Olma Baina has more from Chala Barakas report.
Members of the House of People Representatives who represent Oromo regional state have discussed the current issue and how to sustain the reform with Opido Central Office. Head of the Opido Central Office, Adana Chabebe, said members of the House of People Representatives have double responsibility.
Mobilization
There must be public mobilization, so you would help us being with Gada and religious leaders as well as the community at large. We have to aware our people to work together so as to sustain peace and security, she said. Adana said the source of the changes that have been registering in the country is emerged in Opido, adding it was done after many challenges. There is always resistance to bring changes. It is not expected that everybody is immediately changed with the reform. As a result, we have been facing various challenges. There are also lack of good governance. On the other hand, the need of our people is increasing from time to time. So these are all challenges that should be seen critically, she said. Head of Rural Political and Organizational Affairs with Opido Central Office, Adisu Araga, also said leaders of reform have demolished the wall of hate and building bridge of love, adding there are still many challenges.
Oromoon biyya geggeessuu hin danda'u kan jedhu sana itti improve gochuudhaaf maallaqa guddaa, mashinii propaganda guddaa, leenjii guddaa, humna namaa guddaatu socho'aa jira.
There are various obstacles to hinder the started achievements and changes through funding and disturbing were ended there. So listening each other is very important to resist this.
Head of Rural Political Mobilization Affairs with Opido Central Office, Adisu Araga, said strengthening the unity of Oromo benefits not only the Oromo people but contributes a lot even for the entire African continent. Discussion has been held on paper presented concerning the history of Oromo struggle. Fakado Brown has more on that.
Members of Parliament who are from Oromo regional state have raised different comments and questions on research paper presented by Head of Rural Political Mobilization with Opido Central Office Adisu Araga titled by Oromo People Struggle. They said today's Oromo's freedom, which is gained by a great sacrifice of forefathers and these days youth and scholars, isn't acceptable among some individuals, adding that that is very important to show them the right direction. Head of Rural Political Mobilization with the Opido Central Office, Adisu Araga, said Oromo people should keep its peace to sustain the ever-started changes. Members of the parliament have also noted that different political parties of Oromo should work cooperatively in order to serve their people wisely.
So responsibilities
Nowadays, there are many contesting political parties in Oromia. They should work with full of responsibility to serve their people properly. We have held democratic discussion with different contesting parties. Most of them are happy with the current change and reforms. They have also good political awareness and are ready to work with us. We are also ready to work with them.
The members add that the journey of Oromo struggle was full of obstacles, adding that every Oromo should learn from the history to sustain Oromo unity. Adisu Araga, for his part, underlined that the unity of Oromo is crucial for the Horn of Africa and called upon the members to play their level best in uniting their people.
Today, you have one and only one chance as Oromo, that is transforming. In unsettled life, there are many sacrifications, so our members of the parliament should be initiators of this change. If we are united enough, nobody can divide us.
Members of the parliament have also expressed their readiness to share their part.
The third regular session of East African Cement, Concrete and Mining is held in Finfinne City. Organizer of the event and the CEO of iCapital, Dr. Gammachu Aktola, said attracting money investors is not enough if not supported by a strong investment policy. Lata Teresa takes up Nawam Sadmas report.
The construction and mine sector has been playing an indispensable role in Ethiopia's rapid economic growth. To frame the move in this regard, third regular East African Cement, Concrete and Energy Summit has been held in Finfinne City, aiming at sharing exemplary experience. The summit was organized by iCapital Company. Founder and manager of the organization, Dr. Gamachu Aktula, said that the main focus of his organization is to create conducive and necessary precondition for investment, concrete and mine.
It doesn't matter if you attract big and so many investments into Ethiopia or the region for that matter, unless the investment is sustainable.
The manager stressed the importance of creativity and innovation to compete with global trend regarding technological advancement. According to Dr. Gamachu, the summit has engaged scholars, producers, investors, suppliers, as well as government sectors. Thus, the move would contribute something great in solving the problems of the sector. Some participants of the summit were impressed by the organized event.
We have in no other country and in no other conference around the globe this mixture of.
The news comes to you live from Oromo Broadcasting Network. Let's proceed to remaining news. Ministry of Defense announced that it has granted amnesty to members of the defense force charged with the breach of military discipline and desertion. Olga Wondomo has story filed by INA.
Defense Justice Director Brigadier General Kedu Alamusad, the amnesty includes those imprisoned for violating military discipline and members of the military who fled the country. He added that the amnesty will be helped to ensure the sustainability of the ongoing reform at the national level.
መከላከያ በሀገር አቀፍ ደረጃ የተጀመሩ የለውጥ እንቅስቃሴዎችን መነሻ በማድረግና
Defense Ministry is working to sustain the reform agenda in military sector. From these strategies, following the amnesty proclamation, members of our defense forces whom committed different mistakes in the previous time will be benefited from the stated amnesty proclamation. Some members are exiled. All who are living in and outside the country will benefit from the amnesty.
Brigadier General Kidu stated that the eligible military members for the amnesty should apply in person or fill application forms at offices arranged by the ministry. In this regard, those who live in Finfinne City and its surroundings will report to the Justice Directorate Office located at Bela Subsidy in Finfinne City.
In the proclamation of amnesty, there are some responsibilities which should be discharged by the military members. First, they all should register in nearby branches of military offices. The report may be in person or through phone call. The second is they all should fill the form. The third is they should take certificates after completing registration.
Registration started in Finfinne City, and those who live in regional states are expected to report within 6 months beginning from August 7, 2018. The amnesty is part of the reform introduced by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed, and the House of People's Representative has passed laws that freed political prisoners, thousands of whom have been released in recent months.
Oromo Development Association thanked all stakeholders that contribute their part for tremendous achievement. Students of Oda Special Boarding School in Adama have registered in this year's grade 12 entrance exam. The association has promised to sustain its support for the boarding school. Sorry, Chakabanecha has more on that.
Oromo Development Association briefed media that the association would strengthen the success registered in education. Representative of the association's General Director, Dajane Ticha, said the association has been actively engaging in community issues uncovered by the government. He stated the association's happiness following record-breaking result registered by the special boarding school students in this year's grade 12 national exam. Said from 113 examined grade 12 students, 19 students scored more than 600 points, including the record. 67 students scored from 500 to 600 points, and the rest of students scored more than 400 points. He expressed that the point has been scored due to best attention given to bring quality education and also taking a lesson from last year poor points scored in the school.
We identified the problem and we discussed it with the association's board and agreed on our problems and took measures to solve the problem. That's why the record point at the country was scored in our school.
Dajani thanked the association's members for their active participation in bringing the current achievement.
Board Kenya, Kabajamu, Obbo Badula Gamada,
our board members, especially chairperson of the board, Abadullah Gamada, the former management of the association, deserves great thanks because as our association is a non-profit association, its all activities are determined by its members and management's participation. Our great asset are our members and supporters.
He underscored that the association is working to register the success brought in education in other areas. He called on members of the association and all of its supporters to stand beside the association.
Salar University says it's working to stop harmful traditional practices and create better awareness among residents of the zone on reproductive health. The university has provided relevant training for women and the youth drawn from all districts of the zone. Director of Research with the university, Dr. Warkana Badada, says the aim of the training was to maximize benefits of the youth and help concerned stakeholders have better understanding of the situation. Participants of the training lauded the input gained from the training. OBN's Gary Lamma reported. That brings us to the end of our edition. Thank you for watching and have a nice time with the remaining OBN Voice for the People's programs.